Hi, what's up, my Golden Heartz? I hope y'all feeling blessed today. It's summertime out here. Ooh, it's feeling blessed. We sitting outside right now, chilling. But I just wanted to say that today is probably loud as shit. I'm gonna wait for that try to pass. Today marks the official 1-year anniversary of my healing platform, Egítcreationism. 1 year ago today, I made my first Instagram post basically talking about, what I do, who I am, and, what is my pursuit with this platform, which is to basically talk about a multitude of things, show a multitude of things, but the overall experience and journey of what I've learned is the growth process and what that's like for me. And how to grow as an artist, how to grow as an individual, how to grow as a spiritualist and all these things, and incorporating those multi-dimensional aspects of myself and finding a place and a home for all of them to coexist and exist as one. Because as human beings, we're multi-dimensional, we're multifaceted, we have many interests. I don't know if y'all heard the birds, but Spirit is clocking it. We have very interests. We have many things about ourselves that we feel like we have to box in and try to close in and be like, oh, I have to be just this one thing. And it's just like, I'm trying to promote, and not even just promote, but document and archive my own evolution and my own self-discovery about being a human being. Some days, I more so like to call myself a creator. I make stories, I do music, I paint, I draw, sometimes I'm a little raunchy, I'm a little weird, I'm a little out there, and I'm learning how these are just being okay with the multi-facets of the human experience. And that's not always easy, I think about the last year and my journey, and I'm like, damn, I've really grown a lot. 2025 was the year of the snake, the year of the universal 9 endings and all of that karmic closure and shit. And it was just like, I had to shed a lot of skin, bro. I had to shed a lot of who I was, who I thought I had to be. And it's like, I've witnessed my own self. My platform is a self-reflection of who I am and my evolution, and is also a reflection to anybody who may resonate with me. Anybody who feels the need to be like, you don't want to be boxed in, you want to go outside the lines, you want to explore life. I've traveled, I've seen different parts of the world, and it's like, I finished my degree, I graduated, and it's like all these beautiful things, and I'm like, it wasn't easy, the ups, the downs, the faith, and the building my internal faith and trusting my internal compass on believing in my path. And now it's like I'm hitting a mark where I'm like, I made it a year, I was consistent without being forced to be consistent. And I think that's very important in life, being consistency doesn't equate to frequency, the frequency of how much you do something. No matter if I was in a bad headspace, no matter if I was not sure of myself, if I couldn't keep with all my spiritual practices, I allowed my humanness to still be this is the point of it. My humanness is not a flaw, it's a part of my design. No, I will not be consistent in posting. No, I will not be consistent in the art that I produce, but the consistency comes in that I still choose to do it. I still choose to come back to it. Even last night, I had a moment where I'm having all these creative downloads, and then I think back to being like, damn, I'm literally learning about intergenerational trauma healing through my own experience. Learning about my lineage, learning about the generational patterns that trickle down and how they affect 7 generations, and being like, I'm the curse breaker. I'm doing all these things to be like, I want a happier life. I want a more fulfilled life. I want something that brings me joy, where I'm not dragging through and scrambling through life and all of its circumstances. And not to say that life will be perfect, but to find that balance of being like, I got life, and all of its challenges and things that may face, because we're here on this planet to grow. We're here on this planet to evolve. We're here on this planet to change and to explore and to learn ourselves and to make communities and interact with other people. And it's like, my world views have changed. The way I see life, like I be seeing life in like HD and shit nowadays. Like my entire, because I reprogram my mind, I reprogram my self-concept, the way that I talk to myself. And it's like, it's so much more than just being an artist. It's so much more than just being a creator. It's like, we all want the world to be a better place. We all want, and it's like, not all, because yes, we do have those lower vibrations, we do have those lower densities, and honestly, we're gonna always have them, for the simple fact that it's balance. There's spectrums. There's neither good or bad in my view sight. There's just a spectrum of things. And even though, yes, war, death, murder, and all that, and famine, like, that's not, people go through hurt, people are experiencing traumatic events and things, but it's like, unfortunately, that's the law of order, is balance and chaos, because you don't know what karmic contract is being played out right now for why these things have to happen, and why does it have to go this way, even if it's a sad, even if it's a tragedy. And it's like, to learn how to cope with these things, and learn how to, like, let's not focus on the negative all the time. Let's not just focus on, everything. It's like, how can we make ourselves better to make the world a better place? Like, I didn't start having better quality friendships and better quality relationships until I became better towards myself. When I started loving myself, when I started giving myself the things that I really needed from other people, that is when my life and my universe started reflecting back to me. Because at the end of the day, all this is you, baby. This is you, this is me, this is we. Right now, I'm talking to myself, and by the time y'all see this, I'm going to be on a whole new wave. I'm going to be on a whole different energy, because that's my realm of reality in the universe that I'm experiencing. And then when you experiencing this, you're experiencing a reflection of you. And we're all just reflections of each other. And it's just like, we show different aspects when we align with certain things, certain vibrations, certain frequencies. I wasn't always like this. I always wasn't sitting in the sun, smiling, feeling good. I used to be in bandos. I used to be, chilling with people who fed my negative behaviors, enabled, my negative qualities. And it's like, but I was making an active choice to be in those spaces. And when you become consciously aware of your choices and decisions and your actions, you learn to start shifting those paradigms and being like, I want to experience a better quality of life. So how do I retrain my mind to be like, think better, start incorporating different routines, different habits, different ways of self-talk. Journaling is very important to me. Being able to have conversations with myself and have conversations with God, and being like, God is just me, bro. Because at the end of the day, it's just me talking to me. I'm like, and then whatever higher forces are aiding in that is just the field. It's literally just the field. I'm a woman of science, bro. Spirituality and science is like, they kin folks. Spiritual science, they all the triad, bro. I'm like, art is just the expression of the unseen. Where do we get those channels from? Where do we get all of that downloads from? It comes from somewhere, and it's just the field of consciousness back and forth, just feeding each other. That's why when you're around certain people, you become that environment, you become that space, because the field is reflecting that energy. And it's like, I'm trying to, really start to talk more to you, because like, I'm done school and shit, and it's like, knowledge and wisdom should be shared with the collective, so it can be like, how do we keep building this way of living? Because I've met other people, and I've been trying to meet more people who think like this, who realize this, and be like, it's really all up to you. We all have gifts, we all have things to share with each other, and we all can contribute to one another with sharing our experiences, sharing our insights, and sharing our belief. And it's not to say that any one other is truer than the other, but it's to say that we are all collectively creating this experience for each other. Everything's interconnected. Life is just like a big ass circular field ball, bro, where one bounces to the other, then bounce back around and loops all around, and somehow and it's just like, I'm just happy as hell, man. I'm happy as hell to start really getting locked in with my creative path and being like, the grit. And now it's the build. We're building this shit, bro. We really get to build. We set the foundation. Year one is always the foundational level. Now we are on to the build level. And if you have found this video, I know it's a bit long, I know I get the yapping, but it's really because I got a lot of shit to say on my heart. And what I really want to say is, like, if you align with this, if you feel my energy, if you feel my frequency, just, bro, share the love, man. Share the love and be like, we are all for healing and all for better. And I thank y'all and I appreciate y'all for the people who've been here up until this point and support.